If you have around 10 minutes, I'm going to show how you can recreate this in Photoshop. The first thing I did was add this rip paper effect that I found on Pinterest. And the reason I liked it was because on the bottom, you can see it looks like it's like kind of cracked or ripped. And I thought it went well with some of these pictures he has, especially this one right here where one of his legs is much more in front of the other one. And it just kind of looks cool because it looks like he's stomping on the ground kind of and cracking the floor. And I added all the other pictures in before, so I didn't show me cropping that part out. And then right here, I saw this other graphic that was another dark one, like mine's gonna be. And I liked how the back had the football stadium and then some of the city in the background as well. And I just used the pen tool to do that, to crop out the part of the graphic that I want to keep. And right here, I wanted the top of the graphic where the football field is, or the stadium, I wanted that to fade into something instead of just a black space. So I added a long rectangle right here, a long white rectangle. And I had to drag that layer underneath the player picture layers, obviously, so that it can look like this instead of it being over the players. And I didn't want it to just be a white layer, so I added another layer above the rectangle, and then I created a clipping mask so that the only thing that I'm doing right here is just affecting the rectangle. And the way I did that was just going over to the gradient tool and making sure that I select the exact red that I want by clicking on, in this case, the player's glove, because that's the red that I wanted to use. And then after I do that, I just make sure I copy it and then paste it in the gradient tool section. And then I can either like swipe up or down, and then you can see it changes right here. And then whenever I change the opacity, you want to change that to whatever you think looks good. And then I go back over to the gradient tool because I wanted to add the blue that is inside of the zero right here. I wanted to add that dark blue into the rectangle as well. And as you can see, all I did was just go to the little small square that was red, and then I double click on that and change it to the blue that I want. And if you slow down the video and go back, you can see exactly what I clicked. It helps, or I can also make another video in more depth on how I did that. And then I added some noise to the rectangle tool right there, and you just go up to the filter at the top of the screen and then click noise and add as much as you want. And then one of the final things I did was add another picture of the player. I really like this one with the side of the helmet. And after I put that into the graphic, I just had to make sure it was under the rip paper part, so that it's fading under it. And then right here, I wanted to add a shadow under the small picture of the player right here. And the way you do that, the way you add a shadow, is just by creating another layer under the picture of the player, and then going over to the brush tool and changing the size and the shape of the brush. And you want to make it like kind of like a skinny oval, or like a smaller oval, as you can see right here. And then after you create what you think looks good, because it's really all up to you what you think looks good on the shadows, make sure you change the opacity to something lighter, because usually 100 looks a little too dark. And then right here, I wanted to add some noise to the shadow as well. And the way you do that is just going up to the filter section at the top of the screen, and then clicking noise, and just add whatever amount looks good. And then the last thing I did was add a camera raw filter to all the player pictures, and then I did one final camera raw filter to the whole graphic at the end. And I sped it up here, showing exactly what I put on for the camera raw filter. But for the main part, it's just enhancing the exposure a little bit, and then I really like to increase the texture, the clarity, and then usually the sharpening. But you can slow it down to see exactly what I put. And I usually also like to add some vibrance back in the graphic. And then here's the final result. Thank you for watching. If you made it to the end, I appreciate it. And if you want more videos like this, please let me know. Thank you.